Welcome back to the deep dive. This time, we're talking all things homesteading.
Ooh, fun.
Taking those amazing products you're making and getting them out there.
Yeah, getting out to the people.
Exactly. So we've got a great stack of source notes here, all about building an online presence for your homestead.
I'm excited to dive in.
Me too. It's fascinating how homesteading, which is so rooted in tradition and these local communities.
Right.
It's finding such an ally in the digital world.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like this really interesting juxtaposition,
Totally.
I mean, think about it. You're out there pouring your heart and soul into raising the best chickens or growing the most vibrant veggies.
Crafting those soaps, you know?
All those incredible soaps and candles. But farmers markets only reach so many people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where a website can really become your homestead's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
It's like opening the doors to this 24/7 virtual farmers market.
I love that.
Where people from all over can discover what makes your homestead special.
That's so cool. And
I've even seen some data that shows homestead businesses who launch online stores often see a 30% increase in customer reach within the first year.
wow, that's huge. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really significant.
It makes sense though, because I've personally struggled to find locally sourced honey or fresh eggs outside of the farmers market season.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
A website would be amazing, to connect those people with homesteaders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest advantages of having your own website is that you control the narrative.
Mm.
You're not just another listing on a platform. You have the space to really tell your story, showcase your values.
Connect with customers who are looking for exactly what you offer.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's such a good point. The source was saying that it's about more than just transactions. It's about building these genuine connections with people.
Mm-hmm.
And today's consumers, especially those interested in homesteading products, they really care about the story behind the product.
Yeah, they want to know what's going on.
They want to know about your sustainable practices,
Right.
your commitment to quality,
Uh-huh.
even get a glimpse into your daily life on the homestead.
Totally. Inviting them into your world, which builds trust and loyalty in a way that, no big box store ever could.
Yeah, for sure.
Think about it. Would you rather buy a jar of honey from a nameless brand
Right.
or from a homesteader whose family has been keeping bees for generations?
I know where I'd be putting my money.
Yeah, exactly.
And this source mentions that even adding a simple blog to your website can make a huge difference.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Just sharing some behind the scenes photos or writing about
Yeah.
your latest batch of jam,
It makes people feel like they're a part of it.
Yeah, part of the journey.
Exactly. It transforms them from passive buyers into these invested fans.
I love that.
And the best part is it doesn't have to be complicated. Even just short, casual updates can go a long way in building that sense of community.
Like dropping a quick line to a neighbor about your overflowing zucchini plants.
Yeah, exactly.
So true. Speaking of neighbors, one thing that really resonated with me in this source was the emphasis on targeting your local community, even with your website.
Oh, interesting.
You can use it to announce events,
Right.
workshops, farm tours.
Yeah, bring that digital connection back into the real world.
Exactly.
That's a really smart strategy because it plays to the strengths of both the online and offline worlds.
Right.
You're reaching a wider audience online,
Yeah.
but still nurturing those local connections that are so important to the homesteading way of life.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
it seems like, that sense of community is so central to homesteading.
It really is.
And it's so cool to see how you can kind of,
Translate that.
translate that online.
Yeah, I love that.
That's awesome. All right. So we've talked about expanding your reach, controlling your brand, and really tapping into that sense of community.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the bottom line?
Right. The money.
Let's talk about how a website can actually help you boost those profits.
Let's do it. Yeah. So let's not forget about the financial benefits,
Right. The money.
By selling directly through your website, you're cutting out the middleman and keeping more of the profits.
Makes sense.
Yeah, this source actually highlighted a study that found homestead businesses using online stores saw an average of 20% higher profit margins compared to just relying on third-party platforms.
Wow. That's a pretty compelling reason right there.
That is.
It's like adding another plot to your garden.
Yeah.
But this one's growing dollar bills.
Exactly. And it's not just about one-time sales either.
Right.
Building an email list right from the start lets you nurture those customer relationships over time.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
I've heard that email lists are really valuable.
They are. It's like having a direct line to your most loyal customers. You can use it to announce new products, share seasonal updates, or even offer special discounts.
That makes sense.
Like, think about sending out an email blast when your famous heirloom tomatoes are finally ripe.
Oh, yeah.
Or you have a fresh batch of lavender soap ready to go.
I love that. Okay, now I have to admit, thinking about all this tech stuff can feel a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
I can handle a pitchfork, but coding a website?
It's a whole other beast.
That's a whole other beast.
But that's where delegating to a professional can be a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this source breaks down the cost-benefit analysis of hiring a web designer.
Mm-hmm.
And for most homestead businesses, the return on investment is significant.
So it's like investing in a new piece of equipment for your homestead.
Yeah,
But in this case, it's a website that can help you reach more customers and grow your business.
exactly.
Okay, I like that analogy a lot.
Yeah, a professional web designer can handle all the technical aspects, from building a user-friendly site to optimizing it for search engines.
Speaking of search engines, we have to talk about SEO.
Oh, yeah, SEO.
Search engine optimization.
Right.
It sounds a bit intimidating, but this source explained it in a way that even I could understand.
Could.
So tell me more.
Well, imagine you're selling homemade elderberry syrup.
Go.
With SEO, you're essentially using specific keywords on your website,
Mm-hmm.
like organic elderberry syrup or locally sourced elderberry syrup,
Okay.
so that when people search for those terms online, your website pops up at the top of the results.
Ah, so it's like putting up a sign that says best elderberry syrup this way.
Exactly.
But instead of a physical sign, it's all happening in the digital world.
Yeah, and a professional web designer can weave those keywords into your website copy,
Okay.
making sure you're attracting the right customers who are actively looking for what you have to offer.
Now, this source also touched on something that I think is especially relevant to homesteaders.
Uh-huh.
The power of community building through a website.
Oh, yeah, that's key. You know, a website allows you to connect with people who share your values.
They're drawn to the authenticity, the handcrafted quality, the stories behind your products.
It's like creating a virtual gathering space for like-minded folks who appreciate the hard work and passion that goes into homesteading.
You got it. You can even use your website to foster that sense of community by featuring customer testimonials,
Right.
sharing recipes or gardening tips, or even creating a forum where people can connect and share their own homesteading experiences.
That's such a great idea. I'm picturing like a whole online network of homesteaders swapping stories, offering support,
Yeah,
maybe even bartering goods.
exactly. It's about harnessing the power of the internet to amplify that spirit of collaboration and shared knowledge that's always been at the heart of homesteading.
Okay, so we've talked about expanding your reach, controlling your brand, boosting those profits, and even building a thriving online community.
And it's all through a website.
All through the magic of a website. I bet some of you are feeling inspired,
Yeah,
but maybe a little overwhelmed too.
it's understandable.
Like, where do you even begin? Right, building a website can seem like a really big undertaking.
Yeah, especially when you're already busy, tending to your homestead and all the things.
Exactly, but the beauty of it is
Yeah.
you don't have to do everything at once.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So where would you recommend starting?
Well, this source recommends starting small.
Okay.
Just focus on showcasing a few of your flagship products.
Yeah.
Those things that really represent like the heart and soul of your homestead.
Right. The things that you're known for.
Exactly. Take some really stunning photos that capture the essence of your products.
Ooh, yeah.
Write descriptions that make people's mouths water or spark their imagination.
Mm.
And maybe even include a short video tour of your homestead.
Oh, video tour? That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah,
It's like offering folks a virtual peek behind the curtain,
exactly.
showing them the care and dedication that goes into everything you create.
And remember, even if you're not a tech whiz, there are plenty of user-friendly website platforms out there that are designed specifically for small businesses and e-commerce.
Okay.
You don't need to be a coding expert to create a beautiful and functional website.
That's a huge relief.
Yeah,
It's like knowing you can build a sturdy chicken coop
right.
without having to mill the lumber yourself.
Exactly. There are tools and resources available to make the process so much easier and more enjoyable.
That's great. And if you do hit a roadblock
Yeah.
or feel like you need some extra guidance,
Remember, there are professionals out there who can help you every step of the way.
yeah, like you don't have to go it alone.
Exactly. Think of it like calling in a skilled carpenter to help with a tricky roof repair.
Right.
Sometimes it's worth investing in that expert help to make sure that things are done right.
Absolutely. And the best part is, once your website is up and running, it can continue to work for you 24/7,
That's the beauty of it.
connecting you with customers,
Yeah.
sharing your story,
Growing your business.
growing your homestead business in ways that you never thought possible.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of online homesteading, we want to leave you with the final thought.
Okay.
Close your eyes for a moment and picture your ideal website.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like?
Yeah.
What feelings does it evoke?
Mm-hmm.
What message does it send to the world about your homestead?
And once you have that vision in mind,
Yeah.
ask yourself, what's one small step you can take today to start bringing that vision to life?
I love that.
Yeah, maybe it's brainstorming a catchy name for your website,
Right.
snapping some gorgeous photos of your products, or researching different website platforms.
Every journey starts with a single step.
It does.
And in this case, that step could lead you to a whole new world of possibilities for your homestead.
So go ahead, dream big, and then take that first step.
You just wait to see what you create.
And that's a wrap on this deep dive into the world of online homesteading.
We'll be back next time with another fascinating topic.
And a fresh stack of source notes to explore.
Well, until then, happy homesteading, everyone.
Happy homesteading!